Well, thank you all for joining. We're very excited to be launching this Young Tech Professionals Network in 2026. A little bit about myself. I'm Ben Tramontana, the manager of membership services here at NC Tech. I have three of my colleagues here on the call with me, Alex Taylor, who manages our communications and marketing, Aaron Fuller, who manages our membership development, and Rachel Morris Huell, who is our newest team member, and she manages our events and programming. All right, we will get moving here. All right, so a little bit of backstory about the YTPN. We are excited to launch this network, as I said, to support emerging leaders in the tech sector and build that vibrant pipeline of talent crucial for NC's tech employers. The YTPN is going to provide some curated programming, a lot focused on leadership, professional development, tech trends, and the North Carolina business environment. We'll be networking with peers across the state and avenues for engagement with the greater tech community. The YTPN is going to be open for professionals from the early career through the mid 30s. Some reasons to join the YTPN. We'd really like to build some meaningful connections with peers statewide and expand your own personal visibility. Some access to professional and leadership development workshops, which we already have a couple of those in process, which we'll touch on later. Engaging in conversations on innovation, career growth, and the future of technology. And then also you'll be able to enjoy some exclusive offers that NC Tech has to offer. All right, so the membership investment for YTPN, it's a 12-month membership that is $240. And that is a yearly membership. So you kind of get this grace period. If you are joining now or before the end of 2025, that membership will extend through the entirety of 2026. But if you join at any time in 2026, you will have 1 year from when that starts. And YTPN membership is separate from a corporate NC Tech membership. So your employer does not have to be a member of NC Tech to join the YTPN. So that's something that's very exciting. If you're struggling to get buy-in from your employer and you just would like to join the YTPN. We also have plenty of sponsorships available, which we'll touch on later, and some group membership options. Now for the 2026 benefits, there will be monthly virtual webinars. And as I said, we already have the first two booked and slated. The first one's on the website, and we're working on getting that second one on there as well. And those will be different things like different workshops, panel discussions, some executive interviews, and many different other things that we can come up with. We will be hosting launch mixers in Charlotte and Raleigh. So be on the lookout for that on the calendar as well. Those will be in the first 2 months of the year. And then some different other social networking gathering events like that. We're going to be working on some structured networking as well. And then there will be some different exclusive in-person activities that we will get on the calendar throughout the year. We're also going to be offering discounted registration for different signature events for sure. Outlook for Tech and Tech Fest. So that's the Outlook for Tech in Charlotte that is coming up in February, and the new Tech Fest event in Durham this year. There will also be an opportunity to serve on the leadership committee. Excuse me. We are hoping to get that leadership committee finalized before the end of 2025. So if you're very interested in that, please go ahead and join the YTPN as soon as possible. There will also be recognition on our website. If you're familiar, similar to our board of advisors, we will have our YTPN members listed and things like that. There will be monthly YTPN communications where we share upcoming activities, different insights, and highlighting the newest YTPN members. There will also be access to the NC Tech Connect group, which is, if you're not familiar, is similar to a LinkedIn page, but it's exclusive to NC Tech members and now members of the YTPN. You'll be able to get a complimentary subscription to North Carolina Business Magazine, and then also some invitations to other special events as they come up throughout the year. And on that leadership committee, there will be a few different sections that we will appoint people to. We'll have programming and community engagement, membership, and then marketing and communications. This will provide some really good leadership experience for those in early to mid-career. And we are looking forward to forming that leadership committee. And now I'm going to kick it off to Alex, my colleague, to move on from here.
Awesome. So as Ben mentioned, I'm the manager of marketing and communications. Used to be in a programs role, so I'm going to cover the programming in a little bit more in depth for the YTPN. So as Ben mentioned, we're going to host monthly virtual webinars. We're a statewide association, so we found that this was kind of like the best way to have monthly programming that can reach across the state. We'll host monthly virtual sessions focused on timely topics, skill building workshops, networking, and then panels connecting members with industry experts and mentors. So we're hoping for these webinars to be a little bit more fun and engaging than your normal webinar. So interactive, workshopping, being able to network with each other, which would give you access to tech professionals across the state. And just also be able to practice and hone your skills. So every session will be recorded, especially like the more like content portion of the session. And we'll send that out after if you're ever able to or unable to go to any of these virtual sessions. We have two on the calendar, as Ben said, or one on the calendar, one about to be on the calendar. So our Monday or our January topic is going to be on building your personal tech brand. So our speaker will be Adam Gihab. He is a career coach, and he has already sent over the itinerary for that. It's going to be an awesome interactive session about pitching yourself to like within like a tech lens, and also kind of in just terms of like your personal like mission statements and personal branding when you're thinking about your tech career. So should be a lot of fun. Our February session is going to be on like stress management, and then our March session will probably be a more like technical, like business and tech confluence, or business and or tech and policy confluence. So more to come on that, but we're excited about those three webinars coming up. We're working on getting those in-person mixers. So Ben, if you go to the next slide, we can talk about in-person programming. So we're working on getting those mixers that Ben previously mentioned on the calendar as well. So we'll do a kickoff in the Triangle at the end of January, and then in Charlotte in the middle of February in conjunction with our Outlook for Tech event. So we'll probably host an exclusive in-person activity every 1 or 2 months throughout the state. So we'll go into the calendar, like a proposed calendar in the next slide. So here's kind of like a proposed calendar. We might add some things or move some things around, but just keep in mind those two launch mixer dates in January and February. We got some feedback from our discovery committee that helped kind of form what the YTPN is going to look like, that they'd love to do some give back events. So that's definitely going to be on the calendar. We'll have a YTPN activity at our largest like conference of the year called Tech Fest coming up in May in Durham. So that should be a lot of fun. And we'll do some like end of summer mixers and then an end of year gathering. Again, this isn't set in stone, but just to give you kind of sense of what all the in-person programming is going to be. So here is going back to that discovery committee. We convened about like 15 young professionals to discuss kind of some topics they would like to see out of the YTPN. So here's some topics that we discussed and cultivated within this committee. Like I mentioned, building your personal brand is the January event. Managing stress is the February event, but some other call outs. are like the confluence of policy and tech, confluence of policy and business, and also like the mentoring sessions, AI, data privacy, some of those kind of hot topics in tech right now. And then also just connecting young professionals with all the cool stuff going on in North Carolina. So kind of going meeting with folks that are doing really cool things around the state, emerging technology in North Carolina, and then also just exposing tech professionals to all the different facets of tech and all the different careers you can have. So yeah, lots of cool stuff that we discussed with our discovery committee, and you can check it out on this slide here. And we'll send this slide deck in a follow-up email after this session concludes. All right. So there's a couple of ways to get a little bit more involved in just a membership with YTPN. We have sponsorship levels. So we're still looking for a presenting sponsor for the YTPN. That comes with 8 memberships, and your branding would be on um, all of the marketing promotion that we do for YTPN. We also have an in-person activity sponsor and a virtual programming sponsor. So those would be sponsors for specific events throughout the year. And then if your company or a group of people would like to do kind of more of a bulk membership, YTPN supporter sponsorship might be a good option for you. It includes 4 memberships, but it also comes with that label of being a YTPN supporter, and you'll get branding on the website as well. All right, move on. So this is going to be kind of what I'm handling as the marketing and comms manager for NC Tech. So as Ben mentioned, once you join YTPN, you'll be added to the YTPN webpage. You'll get monthly newsletters and get added to the NC Tech Connect group. So that'll be it's an awesome way to stay connected with each other and be able to have like direct access to each other. And then we have like an NC Tech blog. We're working on a podcast for next year. So we definitely would love to get young tech professionals involved with that, as well as do some member spotlights on social media. We are super active on LinkedIn, but we'll also um, include some highlights on Instagram as well. All right, I think that might be our last slide. Yeah. So hopefully that was informative for you all. If you have any questions, you can use the Q&A function. It's usually at the bottom of your screen to submit some questions, and we will get to them right now if you have any questions. All right, I'll give it, I don't see any questions right now, but I'll give it maybe like 30 more seconds. Awesome. So we have a question about the leadership position. So, yeah, we can delve a little bit more into that. So the leadership committee, I think is what we're calling it. Yep. Leadership committee is probably around like 15-ish people, and it will be divided in almost like subcommittees with those 3 different like prongs been mentioned. So, um, like marketing and comms, driving membership, and then programming. So those different subcommittees will help in those different facets. So for like the membership committee, we'd love that committee to help drive membership for the YTPN with programming. Those folks would inform what the programming we're doing and help find speakers and sponsors for those events, and also just kind of solidify the topic. And then with marketing, just finding creative ways to get the word out about both the programs and membership with YTPN. And then it won't be super rigid in that if, obviously there's going to be some crossover, like if so and so on the marketing committee has a good idea for a program, obviously we'd love to hear it, but just to kind of streamline things. But yeah, super fun opportunity and a way to kind of inform how our first inaugural year of the YTPN will look like. So awesome. Good question. We got another question about how can we support. So definitely spreading the word about the YTPN. If you're interested in sponsorship, that's another way to get more involved. Um, And then, as I was just talking about, the leadership committee is another way to get more involved. I did want to mention it's maybe like 5 to 10 hours a month. So if you have that extra time, it's a good opportunity to get more involved with this program, and then also just kind of have your footprint on what this offering is going to look like. But yes, another good question. All right, I don't see any other questions. I'll give it maybe 15 more seconds, and then we'll call it a day. All right, I'm not seeing. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I think we're getting a question on just to go over the membership rate again. So it is 240 a year, and that gives you access to all the things that we've mentioned. So these everything, all the programming that we mentioned is exclusive to YTPN. So once you pay that member rate, you would get access to the monthly webinars, all the in-person events, all the resources that we'd be providing, the visibility, the access to mentors. So yes, that is what it's like an exclusive membership.
I want to add into that. If you do not have the resources to afford this, check out our Brews and Bites. We do them across the state. Free, come on. It's basically like a happy hour. There's good hors d'oeuvres. It's a good way to network and speak with IT professionals. And if you're looking for a job, I've talked to a couple people that landed them from these networking events. So
Awesome. So, someone else said, how do you express interest in the leadership committee? So on the application form, it's called an application form. It's like an enrollment form. Um, there's like a little box to check, I think, to express your interest in being a part of the leadership committee. So um, if you're filling out the application and you select that, we'll be reaching out in the next few weeks to kind of just confirm that you're a part of the leadership committee. We're kind of doing it on a, like almost like a first served or first come, first served kind of thing. So if you would like to be on the leadership committee, definitely go ahead and let us know. So another question about Outlook for Tech and Tech Fest. So the membership, the question is, does membership include access to Outlook for Tech and Tech Fest? So it comes at a discounted rate. So the it'll be, I think, what we decided was $50 off the registration rate, and then we'll have a separate YTPN activity that would be included in your membership that you would have access to. So it would be $50 off the rate for Outlook for Tech and Tech Fest. That's our like kind of normal signature events that NC Tech host, but we'll have a separate YTPN event in conjunction with that you would have access to as a part of just being in the YTPN. That wouldn't be like an extra cost or anything. All right. Any other questions? All right. So I'm not seeing any more questions. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to one of us on the call today. Ben, again, is the lead for YTPN, so he can point you in the right direction. We'd love to see you join in our inaugural year of this network, and it should be a lot of fun. Convening young professionals, especially in the tech space, is super important, and we feel like it's a good opportunity to network and expand your like career horizons. So should be a lot of fun. But if you have any questions, let us know. And I will go ahead and wrap up the call. Awesome. Thank you for joining, y'all.